All right, very disappointing loss. Give Missouri credit. Give Coach Drinkwitz credit. They called a good game. We couldn't stop anybody. Really, the poor showing on defense. We got to coach better. Number one starts with me. Players got to make plays. We couldn't stop the run. Receivers wide open downfield was embarrassing, and we got to get it fixed. Whatever it is, they can get it fixed. I thought the offense played an outstanding game, except for down there. We're on the 1 yard line inside the one. We got to score there. We got to score to win the game. We had a chance to win it, and we didn't. I thought Miles played fantastic. He had 430 yards, 4 touchdowns. T. Marshall was 11 catches for 235. Eric Gilbert played fantastic. It was just all on the defense, and we got to get it fixed. But we got to stay together. We can't blame it on the players. I told the players, I've got to coach better. We got to coach better on defense. That's the second time that we give up so many yards and so many points, and it's just not LSU defense. We got to get better.
Coach, linebacker play seemed to be not great today.
No.
I know it's fresh, but what's your assessment there?
Yeah, I got to look at the film, but we got to be more physical. We got to hit our gaps. There were some wide open gaps, whether that the 3 technique or the 2 technique getting cut off, or the linebacker not hitting it, and then we got beat in man-to-man coverage. We got beat on a crossing route on a critical 3rd down. We should have made that play, and we didn't.
Hey, Ed, with the secondary today, what just your initial reaction seeing it on the field? What are some of the things you've identified to be fixed in the future?
Too many missed assignments. Guys running wide open down the field. That's the number one thing. And too many missed calls, whether we in and out or whether we zoning and stuff like that. One guy's in and out and the other zoning and it didn't work as a touchdown. We just got to eliminate that stuff. And we had some missed tackles. We had the guys in position to make some plays, and then we got beat one-on-one.
Yeah, Ed, Ron Higgins. I know Miles had a great game, so did Terrace. The running game really never got going. Maybe early in the second half. Yeah. Was it the defense they were playing that you threw the ball so much, or was there just nothing there that you thought the running game would get going?
Yeah, they were going zero blitz, man. They were loading the box up. We had to check their pass almost all the time. We had some runs. We had some runs with Chris at the beginning. We couldn't get through it. We made an adjustment. We started going outside zone with Tyrone, and we made some plays. We should have went to it a little bit earlier, but again, man, those guys scored 41 points. I thought they played fantastic.
Yeah, through 3 games, I guess. Just how would you describe the confidence level in the Bo Pelini hire so far?
Well, I love Bo. I think Bo's going to be a great defensive coordinator. He's done it before, but we have to get better. And there's some things that we need to fix. We need to coach better. There's some things that we need to look at schematically, see where we can get better, and I know we will.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned it earlier, but Terrace Marshall, Eric Gilbert gave you guys some great production this afternoon. If you just talk about those 2's performances, and then also Miles as well, kind of stepping up.
Very pleased with him. Very pleased with Eric. I'm very pleased the way Steve is using him. We use him as a tight end. We use him as a receiver. Outstanding catches. I thought Miles threw some good balls to him. Terrence was calling for the ball, man. He was getting one-on-one coverage, and he wanted that ball. I thought some of the big plays, the big long touchdown was fantastic route, fantastic throw.
Hi, Coach. I guess just kind of looking at Missouri's performance, I kind of had a 2-part question, if that's okay. But just in the first place, with their offensive performance, was just what in particular stood out to you the most about that?
Say it. What in particular did what?
Just what in particular stood out to you the most about Missouri?
Yeah. The misdirection, all the misdirection, and they had a good plan. They got us out of our gaps. We couldn't stop the run game. We couldn't stop the play action game. And then when we bit up on the run, we had guys wide open down the field. Too many busts. I thought their quarterbacks played outstanding. I thought their running back was a little bit better than we gave him credit to. He had an outstanding game.
Mm-hmm. And then kind of the second part of that, I know that first drive they came out with 2 quarterbacks on the field. Yeah. I think a couple plays there was a flea flicker.
Yeah.
Is that you can prepare for going into the week, or was that, just how much can you be prepared for that kind of?
Well, on Thursdays we have 2-point trick plays, and we practice all the trick plays that we can imagine. But obviously they're not going to be exactly what they run if they're new ones. We never planned for 2 quarterbacks, but it didn't hurt us. In the game, it's one time.
Thanks.
Hey, Coach, what led to John Emery not getting any rushing touches in the first half and only getting a couple for the whole game?
I knew you were going to ask me that. And, having Chris Curry back, it was just a rotation, and that's all it was, and how the plays felt, and that's all that was. There was no, and I even asked the same question. And we had a rotation, and we stuck with it. And, the rotation before was Tyron and John, and whoever was doing the best, they're playing there. Now Chris got in there. We couldn't run the ball, and then you saw him play a little bit more the second half.
And right there down at the end to have 1st and goal at the 1, those plays, could you take us through that sequence and what does it do to a team just not being able to get it in on the score there?
We got to do it. We got to look at the scheme. I know they were pinching everybody and knocking our linebacker. I imagine I didn't see it on tape, but we got to get it in. And then the 2 passes, they did a good job of defending it. But we ought to be able to run the football, and LSU we should score from the 1-yard line.
Hey, Coach, on a few of those broken coverages you mentioned downfield, have you identified what the source of that was, whether it was a miscommunication or just coverage not being tight enough?
Yeah, well, a lot of it was miscommunication. A lot of it was bust. The guys were wide open. You know what I mean? And whether the corner and the safety made a call and it was a miscommunication, or sometimes the corner just ran a different defense. I got to look at it on film, but it wasn't the corners, it was the safeties, the linebackers. That's happened to us twice now. We really got to look at what we're doing. We really got to do some soul searching, and we got to eliminate that.
We'll wrap up with Cobble and then Brady.
Ed, do you feel like your evaluations are on point and that your personnel is right for what you're trying to do?
Oh, no question. Yeah. You get those. We +3 in the turnover ratio. We're getting some pressure on the quarterback. We're doing some things now. Hey, I got to look at the tape, but you know what? We're going to play better teams, and we got to be a little bit more physical up front. I think that the run really hurt us today. We couldn't stop it, and I got to see why.
And I apologize if you already alluded to this, but with the 0 for 10 on 3rd down, was there kind of a consistent theme you noticed about the 3rd down issues?
Yeah, pressure. A lot of pressure, a lot of zero pressure. Guys missing plays. Maybe scheme needs to be better. I think it's a combination of everything.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, guys.